This is what the client wants. So I'll give them what they want. You can do this. You can frickin' do this. It's just a camera. Let's get everyone up to speed by going back to where this all started. All right, so there you are, right? That's you. Well, really, it's me, but you can picture you. And then you had this bright idea of picking up a rangefinder camera. Now look what you've done. The Leica M, the flagship camera, the holy grail of reportage cameras, of any camera. And you had no idea what you were getting into. Yeah?
Hey, what's up, man? It's your favorite agent. I just heard back from them.
And?
Well, you really sold the brand on the Leica look you were talking about.
And?
To do the whole shoot with your new kit. You there? Hey, you there? Hey, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Got it. No problem. Yeah, no problem. Bye. Now look what you've done. The Leica M, the rangefinder manual focus camera. You just bought it. Holy heck. How does this even work? Now what do I do with it? So here I am just walking around aimlessly. And the only thing that's going through my head right now is what kind of training can I do to get up to speed real quick to pull this off. No, I don't mean this kind of training, or that. No. Okay, maybe not that kind of training. No, don't go there. Just stop going. The good thing is there's a couple of tricks to improve your focusing with a rangefinder camera. All right, the secret sauce to using one of these guys. And there's 3 main ingredients. The first thing is sorting out your process for focusing and working the camera. And what I mean by that is as you pick up the camera and bring it towards your eye, for me, I'm already grabbing the focusing knob or the focusing ring on the lens, and I'm racking it towards either close distance or infinity or somewhere in the middle, depending on what my critical focus point or where my subject is going to be in the frame. So I'm just going to demonstrate real quickly what that looks like as I'm grabbing my camera and I'm, let's say, focusing on the camera that's filming me right now. As I'm pulling this up, I am grabbing about mid-distance focus on my ring. I can feel what close focus is, and I know what direction close focus is. I also know what direction infinity is. So as I'm grabbing the camera and reaching it towards my eye, I'm pulling towards focus of what I think it's going to, I actually just nailed it, what I think it's going to be. And there's some muscle memory you'll start to develop in building that process. The camera's almost already focused before it hits my eye. And now at this point, what I do is actually fine tune the focusing for just 1 second to get as close as I can to critical focus on my subject. Once I've gotten an approximate focus, this is all happening at a fraction of a second. I'm now composing and adjusting where I need the camera to be pointed in order to make the frame that I'm about to do. At that point, I can click if I want to because I've either nailed focus or I'm close to focus at that point, and there may be things happening that you want to grab in that frame, so you can click the shot. If there is more time, and you can just fine tune the focusing just ever so slightly to make sure you nail critical focus on the point that you wanted to grab, I can then make the frame and make sure I'm good. Sometimes you're going to move the rangefinder to get your ghost image, that center image, towards the subject or wherever you need that critical focus to be. So I'll make that quick fine-tune focus adjustment and then again recompose and make the shot. Focusing a manual camera, especially a rangefinder, can be super frustrating when you get started. But here's the second tip, and that is to look for hard lines in your composition at the critical focus distance that you're intending to hit. So this may not come very natural at first, but if you can think about this, the rangefinder has the ghosting image in the center, and that's going to shift left to right as I'm holding the camera this way, or up and down as I'm holding it this way. And so there may be some strong lines at the distance you're trying to hit, maybe whether it's the eye, the eyelash, if you're somewhat close to a human subject. When looking at something like this, I might even, find the lamp or some distinguishable line somewhere at this distance that you're trying to hit, right? And it may not come natural, but I might move the camera this way, not to actually make the composition, but just to get that ghosting and those lines to be very distinguishable. And then once I've hit focus, I go back and recompose and make the shot. Getting that built into your process and understanding that how the mechanism and how the rangefinder actually works and how that ghosting image will move can help you to get critical focus that much faster. All right, let's put that down there. I don't know why. So randomly we've put just a lamp down on my set. Super random looking. Okay, so here's the last tip. This has to do with moving your body or moving the camera back and forth just to fine-tune focus just before firing the shutter. So a lot of things are happening and moving really quickly. Sometimes your subject might be shifting as they're breathing or whatever the case might be. Once you've got close to focus, sometimes not moving the focusing tab, but actually just moving your head back and forth just a little bit to fine-tune focusing can be more effective than using the lens itself to make focus. This is particularly useful when you've got the lens already racked at 0.7 meters or the closest focus that you can get to it. Again, I know which direction that is. I know where 0.7 is and I know where infinity is. That was that first point. Just hammering that home one more time. Get used to that and build that muscle memory about, maybe where 2 meters is, where 0.7 is, and where infinity is. But once you've found focus and you just need to fine tune that just a little bit, I'm going to move my head back and forth, perhaps just a little bit, to grab that critical focus before firing the shutter. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay curious, keep clicking.